All right, let's chat a little bit about the finals that have taken place in the Interconfederation Playoff. Group A final, Cameroon versus Portugal, and then a Group B final with Haiti versus Chile. These two matches, again, didn't disappoint. I think if the semifinals set the stage for some unpredictable things, we should have known that it was going to set up the final for an exciting finish. Spoiler alert, if you're joining us on YouTube, or if you didn't want to hear all the results, we're going to give them to you right now. Chile, unfortunately, not going to the World Cup because Haiti making history. 2-1, the final scoreline in this one. Haiti defeats Chile, and then Cameroon, their journey ends as well at this moment. They lose to Portugal 2-0. Portugal heading to the World Cup. There is another Interconfederation playoff still to be played. It's going to be Paraguay versus Panama. That is going to take place tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can watch all the action on FIFA Plus. Check it out at FIFA.com. But there's still a spot up for grabs. But we've got two. We've got two in the books right now. We got to look. We've been talking about it constantly. It sort of feels like at this point, we're here for all of the CONCACAF nations to represent in the World Cup, and we are one step closer to having not just 4, not just 5, but possibly 6 CONCACAF nations in the World Cup. Haiti with some overjoyed scenes at the end of this one against Chile. It's the epitome of the joy of winning and the agony of defeat. I think when you sort of see the closing scenes of these matches. But congratulations in Haiti. I'm filled. My heart is filled
Yeah.
with happiness to see that they went ahead and they did the
Me
thing.
too. Me too. Honestly, my affinity for Haiti started a couple years ago when this team was really like picking up speed. They were able to string some wins together. They were becoming a nation that had CONCACAF buying into them, right? They were able to get a little bit more funding so they could do a little bit more. And my love, honestly, I'm going to say it, my love for this nation and for this team grew increasingly throughout the CONCACAF W championships last summer. Watching this team go on a tear throughout the qualifiers, just dominating in what they were able to do. It was incredibly fun to watch. I think it's well deserved for Haiti to get in this. My heart does break for Chile, and how far they've come as a nation. It was really like such a bittersweet game watching this final between Haiti and Chile. This game, because I wanted this for Chile, right? Like you want these nations for
Yeah.
so hard that they've worked for and everything that they've done. You want them to do well and proceed and keep going. But this game between Chile and Haiti was so good. I think the first half was the teams trying to figure out themselves and understand the positioning on the field. There was some choppy moments during this first half of trying to understand kind of where your opponents are, where you're going to be. I think there was some nerves for both of these sides heading into this game that they had to shake off in those first 45 minutes. And there's a lot of stoppage time in this game, and it starts early in the first half, and that's where we see Haiti get on the board first in the closing minutes of stoppage time of this first half for Haiti. They get on the board, and now Chile is going into the half down 1 at this point when they've held off so long on Haiti. The moments of attack that they've had that Haiti was able to move quickly in transition and get good shots off. I mean, Chile also had a number of good opportunities throughout that first half too, but Haiti locks it down in the stoppage time of the first half and get 1 goal over Chile.
It was for me, Lisa. It was the combination of execution on this goal by DeMornay and the timing
Yeah, beautiful.
of this goal in which it happened, that it just, as soon as it happened and the way it happened and the timing in which it happened, there was a little part, and I whispered it because I didn't want to say it too loud because you never want to jinx things. I'm like Michael Scott in The Office. I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. And so it's like when I saw this goal happen, I was like, oh my God, they're gonna do it. Like I
Yeah.
whispered it, and but I just didn't wanna You never want to mess with the
He was
defense
like
stuff.
full body chills.
I was like,
Yeah.
yes, like here it is. I was like, that's the goal that can, help sustain them through the next 45 minutes of this match, which I was a little curious about, like how it was going to look as they came out to start that second half, because part of what I think we've enjoyed in terms of the soccer that we've seen from Haiti is that they're not a team. On paper they have all these things. They're a young team. That
Mhm.
it's like, and in that, for some people they might say, youth equals inexperience. Because some of these players don't have a ton of caps under their belt. I think they're one of their more
Yeah, they
experienced
are
players.
young. They're
Yeah,
very
it's like
young.
Rolo Borgella, and it's like she's 29, and she's got like X amount of caps under, in her career. So it's like for some people they equate youth with inexperience, but I think they've leaned into the fact that they can be this sort of young and fun team, this kind of energy where it's like they've got nothing to lose but everything to gain.
This kind of energy where they can score a goal and then just, like, do a couple backflips
Yeah,
normally,
like
like,
it's
amazing.
nothing. Yeah, like it's nothing. But so I was curious as to sort of how they were gonna navigate the second half of the match, because I was like, gosh, I
Yeah.
really wouldn't want to see them try to like bunker in or like sit in
No.
low for like a whole 45 minutes. Because at this point I was like, that would feel almost a little bit uncharacteristic to me for
Right.
this Haiti
Right.
side. And so glad to see that was not necessarily the case for them. Chile obviously coming out with a lot of fire in that second half, because again you're staring down the barrel. It's like 1-0 and you've got 45 minutes and regulation
Right.
stoppage remaining, to possibly get into a World Cup. And again, this is one team that's trying to create history for their nation's program, and this is another team that is trying to get back to a World Cup in Chile. They're trying to make a return to the biggest stage in the world, and like unfortunately, so many other national team programs,
Mhm.
they have found themselves in ongoing disputes and fights with their federation to sort of even just get the appropriate resources, or just sort of uh, show that they are worth a program
Right.
investing in. And it's just incomprehensible to think in 2023 that this is where we're still at, with multiple programs that have already, sort of reached those high levels of what's considered the highest peak of playing, in international competition, in a World Cup. And you could sort of see as this game concluded, which of course it didn't conclude, quietly. It didn't go quietly into the night. We
And I don't think
saw
either
VAR
team.
in this match.
Yeah.
It was just like really, really tense moments down the stretch here.
It's incredibly tense, and I think that throughout this second half, we saw, really good chances and really good moments, right? There was a couple goal line saves from Haiti on Chile opportunities. You mentioned Roselord Borgea. This is a player for Haiti that is one of the veterans, one of the most experienced players, one of the leading goal scorers for this team, up until recently, right? Have an incredible amount of opportunities and chances there. This game easily could have been like 3 or 4 goals aside, right? But there was just incredible defensive skills happening, a little bit of bad luck happening on the attacking end, but you're right, it came down to it. So Sandra, you said at the end of the first half, when Haiti got this late stoppage time goal in 45 plus minutes at the end of the first half, you were kind of like, they could do it, this could happen. But now, as we're nearing the 90th minute, we see some stoppage time. I'm sure everyone was like, yeah, Haiti's going to do this. I know I was like, this is it. They've got a couple minutes of stoppage time. They can hold out. Who knows what's going to happen? And before you know it, it is another goal.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I'm glad that they got that insurance goal. So we
Yeah.
we saw VAR get introduced in this one. There was
Yeah.
a jersey pull in the box. There was enough there by the official to go ahead and say that's a foul. Can't do that in the box. Can't do it on one of the most dynamic up and coming goal scorers in the world right now, and Dumornay. And so gives the foul, but this penalty opportunity is missed. Yes,
Mhm.
it's a stop and a save by one of the great keepers in Tiani Endler, but it was also it was a poorly taken penalty kick. It was not something that I think truly tested someone like Endler in net. So you have this stoppage of goal, and at this point you're like, that's going to be the insurance, right? But they don't get that. So knowing, I think, how these playoffs have gone, how there had been moments of extended stoppage time, you knew with the check-in with VAR that there was going to be
Yeah.
a chunky amount of time added on to the end of this game. And I was just hoping and praying to the football gods that miss was not going to come back and haunt
I know.
Haiti, because I was like thinking the unthinkable things. And I was like, if this goes to extra time, if this goes to penalties, I don't know if either of these teams are going to have the legs for penalty kicks, but I do know that Chile has an amazing goalkeeper. So you do not want it to go there if you're 80. So to sort of see this stoppage time play out the way that it did, they ended up getting the insurance goal in like the 98th minute of stoppage time, only for Chile to still try to steal one back in the 11th minute of stoppage time. It was just so it just was a wild finish
Yeah.
to a wild game.
I
But
think Chile had so many hopes because of that missed Haiti PK, and then, yes, Haiti gets the insurance goal. I believe it's 8 minutes into
yeah,
the final stoppage time, and Chile didn't give up at all, right? I think
no,
that's, like, it's so inspiring because, uh, there could have been a lot of teams that really, like, hung their head at this point, but for Chile, this was their last shot to make it back to the World Cup, and they don't give up. They end up getting 1 goal back. They cut the lead in half and get one in the 11th minute of stoppage time, and immediately they're ready to go. They're grabbing the ball. They don't know how much stoppage time is going to be left at this point, right? Like, as viewers at home, we get to see the plus 11 plus 11:05, 11:10. We get to see that. And we also don't know, hey, when is the official going to blow this whistle? But as a player, you have no idea. The clock in the stadium stops at 90. You're just playing. You're playing with every second that is given to you and everything you have out there. I mean, it was impressive to watch that at the end of it. I mean, I am really happy for Haiti to
yeah.
kind of how they came about this and the story, the celebrations, the tears, the hugs after the game. It was, I mean, it was like the middle of the night and I'm crying over here watching this. Maybe a little bit of delirium, maybe just happy emotions for them. But Haiti qualified for their first ever World Cup history.
Yeah, I loved it. I was so grateful that that game was on in in an hour that I wasn't dozing off. I really wanted to just absorb all of that, and I love that they are now going to be the fifth Concacaf team in the World Cup, setting up the stage for a possible six
I know.
with Paraguay and Panama. That game is going to again take place today on February 22nd. You can catch it at 8 p.m. Eastern.